Welcome to London, the city in which Sherlock Holmes resides in 221 Baker Street. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are going to look at the stories of Sherlock Holmes. Now, Sherlock Holmes was written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who was not only an author, but also a doctor. These stories consisted of 56 short pieces and 4 novels, which have since gone on to be turned into many famous films and TV shows. And what have we picked this week? We've picked an extract from The Sign of 4, and I couldn't be more excited, so let's make a start.
"This is unworthy of you, Holmes," I said. "I could not have believed that you would have descended to this. You have made inquiries into the history of my unhappy brother, and now you pretend to deduce this knowledge in some fanciful way. You cannot expect me to believe that you have read all this from his old watch. It is unkind, and to speak plainly, has a touch of charlatanism in it."
"My dear doctor," he said kindly, "pray accept my apologies. Viewing the matter as an abstract problem, I had forgotten how personal and painful a thing it might be to you. I assure you, however, that I never even knew that you had a brother until you handed me the watch."
"Then how in the name of all that is wonderful did you get these facts? They are absolutely correct in every particular."
"Ah, that is good luck. I could only say what was the balance of probability. I did not at all expect to be so accurate."
"But it was not mere guesswork?"
No, I never guess. It is a shocking habit, destructive to the logical faculty. What seems strange to you is only so because you do not follow my train of thought, or observe the small facts upon which large inferences may depend. For example, I began by stating that your brother was careless. When you observe the lower part of that watch case, you notice that it is not only dented in 2 places, but it is cut and marked all over from the habit of keeping other hard objects, such as coins or keys, in the same pocket. Surely it is no great feat to assume that a man who treats a 50-guinea watch so cavalierly must be a careless man. Neither is it a very far-fetched inference that a man who inherits one article of such value is pretty well provided for in other respects." I nodded slowly to show that I followed his reasoning. "It is very customary for pawnbrokers in England, when they take a watch, to scratch the numbers of the ticket with a pinpoint upon the inside of the case. It is more handy than a label, and there is no such risk of the number being lost or transposed. There are no less than 4 such numbers visible to my lens on the inside of this case. Inference that your brother was often at low water. Secondary inference that he had occasional bursts of prosperity, or he could not have redeemed the pledge. Finally, I ask you to look at the inner plate, which contains the keyhole. Look at the thousands of scratches all around the hole. Marks where the key has slipped. What sober man's key could have scored all these grooves? But you will never see a drunkard's watch without them. He winds it at night, and he leaves these traces of his unsteady hand. What is the mystery in all this?" "It is as clear as daylight," I answered. "I regret the injustice which I did to you. I should have had more faith in your marvellous faculty."
Phenomenal. Truly phenomenal. I wish I was as smart as Mr. Holmes. But enough about that. I think we should go back to Tamar, who's been doing some detective work of her own when it comes to the language of the piece. So, my fellow detectives, remember, keep your eyes open for clues.
Unworthy is something that doesn't deserve respect. For example, this is unworthy of you means that something that you did is not respectable. It doesn't deserve respect. Far-fetched, something that is far-fetched is difficult to believe. For example, a far-fetched idea or story. Her story seemed pretty far-fetched. Inference is an idea, a belief, or a guess that is based on the information that you have. For example, what inferences can we draw from this data? So it's the same as what can we find in this data. Sober. Sober is someone who is not drunk. Are you sober enough to drive?
Elementary, my dear Watson. Oh, you're back. Now, don't forget to drop a like here and to share and subscribe down here. Thank you very much.